Hi everyone, welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to create your own start point block, which you can use to annotate your floor finish plans. So in my last video, I created this floor finish plan and I added this herringbone tile in all my spaces. I'm going to adjust the scale for it because it's been bothering me. And I used the user-defined hatch to add tiles to this stairs as well as this powder room and this bathroom. So what I need to do now is indicate where I want my tiling to start in each space. So I'll start by going to layer 0 so I can draw my block, and I'll draw it in the space to see what it looks like relative to the tiles. Now I'll select this drawing, hit the B key, then the space bar to turn it into a block, and I'll call it Start Point. And I want this block to be annotative. Open in block editor is checkmarked, click OK. Here I can refine my drawing and trim those lines. And actually I'll mirror this arrow because I want my standard block to be in this orientation. And I'll mirror this one as well, but I won't erase the source object. So this is what my block should look like. So I'll start by adding a base point in the center of this circle, and then I'll add solid hatches to each part, and my hatches will be separate ones. So I hatch the circle, click escape, spacebar to repeat the same action, hatch one arrow, click escape, hatch the other arrow, click escape, hatch the third arrow, then click escape. Now I'm going to add a visibility parameter next to the arrow pointing up. And I'll go to the block editor ribbon where visibility is, and I'll click visibility states. I'll add a new state called 01, and I'll add another state called 02. And I'll just delete visibility state 0. Now I'll click OK, and I'll select visibility state 1. And then I'll click the Make Invisible button, and I'll select the entire arrow pointing to the left, including its hatch, and I'll hit Enter. Now I'll click this Visibility Mode button so we can see what the block looks like in Visibility State 1, and when it's in 2, this is what it would look like. Next, I'm going to add a rotation parameter, which starts at the center of my circle where it snaps, and extends to the tip of the arrows. Hit Enter. And now I'm going to the Actions tab in the Block Authoring palettes. I'll select Rotate, and I'll select this parameter, which we just added, the rotation one. And when it says Select Objects, I'm going to select everything in my block, including the visibility state. Hit Enter. Now I'll go back to Visibility State 1, and as you can see, my rotation parameter and action are faded because they're not included in this visibility state. So all I'm going to do is click Make Visible and select the parameter, then hit Enter. Now I can close Block Editor. As always, let's go looking for the block at the origin point. Now I'll select it, grab it by the base point, and I'll move it to place it in my first space. So I'll start with the powder room, and I'll place it in one corner where I have the full tile. So as you can see, I have two parameter points. The first one is the visibility state. So if I click visibility state 2, I have the 3 arrows, but here I need the 2 arrows, and I can grab it by this gripping point and rotate it to fit my pattern. So what I'm indicating here is that I want my first tile to be laid out starting in this corner and everything else to be laid around that. What I want to do in the bathroom is similar. So here, let me refresh your memory. We have a marble threshold. On the left side, this is the shower area. On the right side is the rest of the bathroom. I'm going to copy the block, and I'll place one start point here. So this is indicating that this is my full tile and everything else is laid around it, and it's going to be cut when it reaches the wall. And I'll copy it to this point and rotate it that way to indicate that in this area, I want to prioritize having a full tile start where the marble threshold and this wall meet. So let's make another copy of the block CO and grab by the base point to place in the terrace. So I'll place it in the middle. And in this case, I want to have the 3 arrows, and I'll grab it by this rotation point, and I'm going to present it that way. And I'm going to do something else here. This is why I have my drawing standards open. I'm going to copy my dimensions tile and paste it here. Now I'll go to Annotate, Dimensions, Dimension Style 1, Set Current, Close. And I'm going to click Linear to add a linear dimension that's going from one end of the space to the center of the start point. And I'll click Continue to have it extend all the way to the other side. This is indicating that I want my full tile to start along this wall with the window, and I want the tile to be centered in the middle of the space. This is where I have some annotation overlapping, but my start point is the priority. I can always move this window tag in my XREF, but for now I'll just freeze this layer so things can be clearer, and I'll select those dimensions and place them on the correct layer. This way, anyone who reads the drawing should understand how I want the tiles to be laid in the terrace, the powder room, and the bathroom. I hope this was helpful. Thank you for watching.